Hello everyone, this is Ajay and you are welcome on my YouTube channel which is Math Cafe. So this one is part 11 of our topic which is matrix, and this video is all about inverse of square matrix. Two square matrices A and B are said to be inverse of each other if AB is equal to BA is equal to I. Alright, if AB is equal to I, then if AB is equal to I, then A inverse will be B and B inverse will be A. If multiplication of two matrices is equal to identity matrix, then both the matrices will be inverse of each other. Alright, so A inverse will be B and B inverse will be A. Alright, so in the second case, if BA is equal to I, then also A inverse will be B and B inverse will be A. Hope you understand this. So if I put value of B in this equation, then I will get here that A inverse will be identity matrix and B inverse will also be identity matrix. Alright, hope you understand this. So we know that here A inverse is inverse of a matrix. So let's take a note here. Inverse of a matrix A, inverse of a matrix A, inverse of a matrix A is represented by A inverse. All right, and as we know that A inverse is not equal to 1 upon A, because this is not a number, this is a matrix. So A inverse cannot be written as 1 upon A. All right, so let's take example here. Example number 1. Multiplication of two matrices AB is equal to 2I, then we need to find A inverse. Alright, so let's proceed with the solution. Now we need to remove 2 from right hand side, so I can write it as A multiplied by B by 2 is equal to I. So this is if A will be multiplied by A inverse, that will become I. So we know that A inverse will be B by 2. Okay, in the second example, if it is given to us that if A inverse is given to us B, then we need to find 3A inverse. Alright, so let's proceed with solution. So here A inverse is given to us, this is equal to B. If I pre-multiply by A on both sides, then left hand side will become A multiplied by A inverse, that is equal to A multiplied by B. So as we know that A into my A inverse will be I, so I is equal to AB, or I can write it as AB is equal to I. So we need to find inverse of 3A. So we will multiply A by 3 and we will divide B by 3. So again 3 will be cancelled, then AB will be left. So finally this will be equal to I. As we know that multiplication of two matrices is I, then both the matrices are inverse to each other. Then I can write it as 3A inverse is equal to B by 3. Hope you understand this. So now look at some properties here. So there are some properties based on inverse matrix. Alright, so here first property is A inverse will be I, or A inverse multiplied by A will also be I. Alright, second property is that we will find A inverse by adjoint of A divided by matrix of it. We will solve question based on this property later. Okay, so let's see proof of this property. Okay, so as we know that A multiplied by adjoint of A will become determinant of A multiplied by I. Alright, and if we multiply by A inverse on both sides, so A inverse multiplied by A multiplied by adjoint of A will become A inverse multiplied by determinant of A multiplied by I. Alright, so A inverse A will become I, so I will be multiplied by adjoint of A, that will be equal to A inverse, this is scalar quantity, so I can write it here, determinant of A, and A inverse is multiplied by identity matrix, that will become A inverse. Alright, so here this is scalar quantity, so finally I can write it A inverse as adjoint of A. If adjoint of A multiplied by any identity matrix, then again I will get adjoint of A divided by determinant of A. So finally A inverse I can obtain by adjoint of A divided by determinant of A. Hope you understand this. So let's see property number 3 here. If A inverse of inverse we need to find, then this will become A. Okay, and in the fourth property we will see here Ka of inverse, then this will become K inverse will become 1 upon K, and there will be left A inverse, so this will be A inverse upon K. Okay, so let's see here property number 5. If it is given A transpose of inverse, A transpose of inverse, this will be equal to A inverse of transpose. Okay, this is important property. Let's see proof of this property, property number 5. A transpose of inverse will be, from property number 2 I can write it as adjoint of A transpose divided by determinant of A transpose. Alright, as we know that adjoint of A transpose will be written as adjoint of A whole transpose, and determinant of A transpose will be determinant of A. Alright, so finally I can write it as adjoint of A divided by determinant of A whole transpose. Alright, so this is nothing but A inverse of transpose. So finally A transpose of inverse will be equal to A inverse of transpose. This is proved. Let's see the next property, which is property number 6. So AB inverse will be equal to B inverse A inverse. Alright, actually we will put inverse from back side, so B inverse multiplied by A inverse. Alright, so let's say property number 7. If A power m multiplied by A power n, this will be equal to A power m plus n. Alright, where m and n are integers. Let's say for example, if it is written A cube multiplied by A power minus 1, this will be equal to A square. Alright, 3 minus 1 will be 2. Alright, so let's see here property number 8, that is A power n inverse, that will be equal to A inverse of n. A inverse of n. Why? Let's see proof of this property. If it is written A power n inverse, so I can write A power n as A multiplied by A multiplied by A n times. Alright, and inverse. So finally we will put inverse from back side, so this will become A inverse multiplied by A inverse multiplied by A inverse, and finally multiplied by A inverse n times. So I can write it as A inverse whole power n. So finally A power n inverse will be equal to A inverse whole power n. Hope you understand this. So let's see next property, that is property number 9. If it is written determinant value of A inverse, that will be equal to 1 upon determinant value of A. Alright, 1 upon determinant value of A. Okay, so let's see proof of this property. If, as we know that for any square matrix A inverse will be equal to I. So let's take determinant on both sides. So determinant of A inverse will be determinant value of I. So I can separate this determinant. So determinant value of A and determinant value of A inverse will be equal to 1. So here determinant value of A inverse will be equal to 1 upon determinant value of A. Alright, so let's see here next property, that is property number 10. If it is written that if AB is equal to AC, and it is written that determinant of A not is equal to 0, then we can write that B is equal to C. Okay, so let's see proof of this property. If it is given to us that AB is equal to AC, all right, if determinant value of A not equal to 0, then I can obtain A inverse. So finally I am pre-multiplying A inverse on both sides. So A inverse multiplied by AB, that will be equal to A inverse multiplied by AC. So A inverse A will be identity and A inverse A will also be identity. So finally I multiplied by B is equal to I multiplied by C. So I can write it as B is equal to C. Hope you understand this. Let's see the next property. If it is given AB is multiplication of two matrices A and B is equal to 0 matrix and matrix B is not equal to 0, then I can conclude that determinant value of A will definitely be 0. So let's see proof of this property. I assume that determinant of A is not equal to 0. If determinant of A is not equal to 0, then I can define A inverse, alright, and it is given to us that AB is equal to 0. So I am pre-multiplying by A inverse on both sides. So A inverse multiplied by AB will be equal to A inverse multiplied by 0 matrix. So A inverse into my A will be I. So I multiplied by B is equal to A inverse multiplied by 0, that will become 0 matrix. So finally B is definitely 0, but it is given that B not is equal to 0. So this is perfect contradiction. So finally what I assumed was wrong. So I assumed that determinant of A will not be equal to 0. This is wrong. Actually determinant of A will be 0. Hope you understand this. Okay, so as we have seen in point number 2, will be defined as adjoint of A divided by determinant of A. It is understood that if we are obtaining A inverse, then determinant value of A cannot be equal to 0 because this is lying in denominator. Alright, so let's see 2 points. First point is that if determinant of A not is equal to 0, then the matrix A will be invertible. Invertible means I can define A inverse for matrix A. Next point is that if determinant of A will be 0, then A is not invertible or non-invertible. Non-invertible matrix. Alright. If it is given in any question that any matrix A, any square matrix A is non-invertible matrix, that means determinant of value of A will be 0. Let's see two more points here. If for any square matrix, if determinant value is 0, then A is called singular matrix. Alright. So for any square matrix, if determinant value is not equal to 0, then that matrix will be called, that A matrix will be called non-singular matrix. Hope you understand this. So let's have some examples on this property. First example is given to us. If A is equal to 1, 0, 2, minus 3, then we need to obtain A inverse. Alright, so as we know that if we need to obtain A inverse, this will be equal to adjoint of A divided by determinant value of A. So first of all we will obtain adjoint of A. So adjoint of A will be cofactor matrix of the given matrix. So transpose of cofactor matrix of given matrix. Alright, so cofactor will be minus 3, in this case minus 2, in this case 0, and in this case minus 3, sorry 1. So finally we will get adjoint of A minus 3, minus 2, 0 and 1. So determinant value of A will be 1 multiplied by minus 3 and minus of 2 multiplied by 0. So finally we will get -3 minus 0, that is equal to -3. So determinant of A is -3. So after putting values of adjoint of A and determinant of A, we can obtain value of A inverse. So A inverse will be 1 upon determinant value of A, that is 1 upon -3, 1 upon -3, and adjoint of A is nothing but -3, 0, -2, 1. So finally A inverse will be, I can multiply -1 by 3 by each term. So I can multiply -1 by 3 with each term. So finally we will get here 1, 0, 2 by 3 and -1 by 3. This is A inverse. Let's have another example here. If it is given to us that any square matrix A is given 1, 5, 3, 7, then we need to find A inverse of this given matrix. So let's proceed with solution. So we will find A inverse by adjoint of A divided by determinant value of A. So we will get adjoint of A here. This is transpose of cofactor matrix. So for corresponding to 1, cofactor will be 7, corresponding 3, cofactor will be -5, for 5 cofactor will be -3, and corresponding to 7, cofactor will be 1. Let's take transpose of this matrix. That will become 7, -5, -3 and 1. So let's find here determinant value of A. That will be 7 multiplied by 1 minus 5 multiplied by 3. So finally that will be -8. Alright, so we can easily obtain the value of A inverse. So -1 by 8 will be multiplied by 7, -5, -3 and 1. So finally we will get here, I can multiply -1 by 8 with each of terms. So -7 by 8, 3 by 8, 5 by 8, -1 by 8. So this is our final answer. Let's move to the another example. If any 3 cross 3 matrix is given to us, 1, 2, 3, 0, -1, -2, 1, 3 and 1. Alright, and if it is asked to find A inverse, so let's proceed with the solution. So first of all, we will find the A inverse by adjoint of A divided by determinant of A. So we can easily find the value of determinant of A. This will be nothing but 1. So -1 multiplied by 1, -1 plus 6, and -0, that will be whole term will be 0. So plus 1, so corresponding to 1, 2 multiplied by -2, -4 plus 3. So determinant of A will be 5 -1, that is nothing but 4. So determinant of A will be 4. So let's find adjoint of A. Adjoint of A corresponding to this matrix. Alright, so adjoint of A we can easily find. So corresponding to these elements, I can get the value -1 plus 6, so that will be equal to +5. Alright, so that will be +5, and corresponding to the second element, minus of cofactor will be 2 multiplied by 1, 2, -9. So 2 minus 9 is -7, and already we will take here minus, so +7. Finally we will get adjoint of this. So now we will take transpose of this matrix. This will become 5, 7, -1, -2, -2, 2, 1, -1, -1. Alright, and A inverse we will get, so by adjoint of A divided by determinant of A, and determinant of A is 4. So adjoint of A is 5, 7, -1, -2, -2, 2, 1, -1, -1. Alright, so that is our final answer. Let's see some more questions here. Question number 5. If it is, we need to prove that a nilpotent matrix will not be a invertible matrix that means inverse will not exist, and we need to prove that. Okay, so for nilpotent matrix, as we know that a power p not is equal to, sorry, so for nilpotent matrix, as we know that a power p will be equal to 0, where a power p minus 1 is not 0. So let's take determinant value on both sides. So a power p determinant will be equal to determinant of 0. So we have assumed here that A is a square matrix. So finally this will become determinant value of P will be 0. So finally determinant value will also be 0. For any square matrix A, if its determinant value is 0, then we will say that matrix A is non-invertible matrix. So finally A is non-invertible matrix. Non-invertible matrix. Invertible matrix, that means we cannot find A inverse of this matrix. Alright, let's see the another example here, question number 6. So if idempotent matrix is invertible, then its inverse will be an identity matrix. Alright, let's prove this thing here. So let's proceed with the solutions. So it is given in the question that if idempotent matrix is invertible. Invertible means we can find A inverse. Then we need to prove that its inverse will be an identity matrix. Alright, so as we know that for idempotent matrix, A square will always be equal to A. Alright, and as we know that A matrix is invertible, that means determinant of A will not be equal to 0. So finally I can obtain A inverse. So now I am going to pre-multiply A inverse on both sides. So A inverse multiplied by A square will be equal to A inverse multiplied by A. So here that will become A is equal to A inverse multiplied by A will be I. Again I am going to pre-multiply A inverse on both sides. So finally A inverse multiplied by A will become A inverse multiplied by I. So this will become I, and right hand side expression will become A inverse. So for any idempotent matrix, A inverse will be identity. Alright, hope you understand this lecture. If you still have any doubt, you may ask in the comment section. See you soon in the next video. Till then, bye, take care and keep learning.